Hello and welcome to Baking with Miss Meow. I'm Kat. I'll be doing some baking today. Today we're going to start the first day of the 30-day baking challenge. So today we're going to make coffee cake. And the reason I wanted to do this baking challenge is mostly just for myself to see if I could do it every day, and also to see if a regular person can do it. I'm just a mom of 4 kids and I like baking, so we're gonna see if I can do baking from a magazine or recipes I found online. It's all stuff that I've never made before, but I've always wanted to try. So it'll be exciting to see along the way what I can actually bake. And if you feel like you want to, I'll include ingredients list and kind of just go from there. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy my baking challenge. So as you can see here, there aren't very many ingredients. We have unsalted butter. It's really important to have unsalted and actual butter versus margarine or salted butter. So we have an egg, baking powder, ground cinnamon, my homemade vanilla. In all my videos I'll talk about how I love my homemade vanilla. I feel like it gives it more of like a personal touch because it has the grains of the vanilla beans in there. You can see little dots, specks. So it's super easy to make it. Anyway, we have salt, milk. In this recipe, it's not specific, but I just use my 2% milk that we use. We have the white pure cane sugar, and then all-purpose flour. And that's all of the ingredients. Not very many. Okay, so I have the flour and the sugar in there already. It says to add baking powder. So I'm kind of just doing this as I go, something I've never made before, so it may or may not turn out good. Who knows? We'll find out together. So we got the baking powder. Okay, then it says the salt. So I need half a teaspoon. There's a quarter. Be real careful doing this over the bowl. I've done it where I've just spilled way too much in there. Okay, now it says cut in butter until mixture resemble coarse crumbs. I guess that's a better description than pea-sized balls. So we got the butter in there. Now I'm gonna mix it all up in there. Okay, so here I go, pouring in the egg and milk. Carefully. There we go. Boop. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the 1.5 teaspoons. There's one of my lovely assistants, YY. There's one. 2, gotta do it, 3, 4, so that's 1 teaspoon, and 1, 2. I close this vanilla up right away because I don't want anything to get in there. That happened one time and I was upset because I had been making it for like a year. And the best part about homemade vanilla, or vanilla in general, is that it doesn't go bad, it doesn't expire, so that's really nice. So it says stir, maybe I should have used wooden spoon actually. Stir in the mixture until it's just wet. So I kind of want to just do this real quick. And And then it says,
Can I wash cars?
yeah, just a minute.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Okay, so then it says pour this mixture into there's another of my lovely assistants, Olivia. And I'm going to pour this into the prepared pan. Crack an egg into a measuring cup and then fill with milk. It's hard to crack an egg with one hand, so we'll do filling the milk into the cup. Boom. Okay, so now I'm going to pour that into our mixture. Okay, so I'm about to make the streusel. I have flour, sugar, cinnamon, and butter in there. And it says to cut it in until it looks like crumbs or like pea-sized circles. So I have this pastry, I don't know what this is actually called. Pastry scruncher, I don't know. There's some name for it. So you kind of just mush it and mix it all together until it's all good. So you see right here, there's a little pea-sized crumb-looking thing. So that's what you're going for. So I think this is pretty good. I also forgot to mention that if you don't have a pastry knife or pastry musher-upper, you can also use a fork because it has the same separated thing. So you can see here that it's kind of just looks crummy all over the place. You don't want to mush it too much or wait till the butter's too soft. You want it right from the cold from the fridge, because if you do that, then it'll start turning into dough, and you don't want your topping to be dough. It's supposed to be crummy like this. Okay, so here we are at the pan. I prepared my pan with, for baking I do butter Pam spray. So it's kind of adding to the baking vibe there. So it says to put in this, although I don't know, it's not very, I don't know if they didn't add enough like milk, or maybe it could have been water. Anyway, it needed more wet ingredients, but so I'm just gonna kind of push it down until it spreads through the whole pan. And then it says to add the crumb topping on. This is really sticky. Hopefully it turns out good. We'll see. Okay, so it's not very pretty. I don't know what happened there. So I'm just gonna put the sprinkling on the top, and hopefully it turns out. Let's see what it turns out like. Hopefully it can be delicious. I bet this topping is what really makes it good. Okay, so we got all that. I'm just gonna kind of spread it around. So then it says to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll see what happens. Okay, moment of truth. Ooh, hot. Okay, well, it looks kind of mushy. I don't know. We'll see if it needs to go back in for a few minutes. Let me get a fork. It's supposed to come out clear, no cake on there. All right, so there's a little bit. I think I'm gonna do maybe 3 minutes more. Okay, so this is with 4 additional minutes. Let's test it. All right, looks good. It looks like there's a lot of butter in the topping, so that's probably what happened here. As far as the dough being really thick, I'm not really sure what happened there. Dough should be more flowy, but this looks pretty good. I'm excited to try it out and see if it's good. So anyway, I just tried the coffee cake and it's overall pretty good. The cake itself is kind of dry because it's just like kind of flavorless. It just has sugar and flour, baking powder, basic baking ingredient, and egg. So there's not real any kind of flavor in there. But the topping part is really good. I like cinnamon and butter, but like I said, I think there was a lot of butter in there. I don't know if it was the recipe or if I put too much or what, but pretty good. So that concludes the video on how to make coffee cake. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and stay tuned. Come back tomorrow for our next delicious dessert treat that we're gonna make. It'll be really great. I'm so excited. Thanks for watching.